Chooses to put himself into bat first up.
Ready? Ready? Play. Play.
Incidentally, that doubles we were watching earlier on, just very briefly, I can tell you that the upset has happened. The Brown brothers have been beaten by Ravan Klassen and Rajiv Ram, 6-4 in the third. So out they go in the third round.
Oh! 15. 13-15.
Stan thought that was going to be okay. So an important point early on here. There might not be too many occasions where Raonic gets to 30 on the Wawrinka serve. Just the job.
14.
Serve at 212, that's 132 miles an hour.
Yes.
Got one of the best kick serves in the game as Wawrinka, but of course against a man as tall as Raonic, not as effective if Raonic can use his height to get on top of the high bouncing ball.
Even quicker, 213, that one. Awesome power.
Yes.
Real skill.
Yes, and perhaps an excellent example of the improvement, the backhand return and then the touch at the net. The perfect response really to the slice backhand. That is very clever. I hope we see that again. I don't think we will. But my thought was, is he going to run around the backhand and play the forehand? And of course, Wawrinka has this terrific slice second serve. He obviously thought, well, this chap probably will look to use the forehand. So he went wide to the forehand.
Nearly. But a clever volley. And a lot in that game. But it's Wawrinka who gets off to the lead. Yes, Raonic has worked really hard, as you said, to make himself a more rounded player. And it makes him a more interesting player to watch.
Absolutely. It's not just smash grab on the serve. Big forehand. Movement obviously key, and he seems to have improved that. I think we saw that even in that point there. Now this is where you cover your ears, wait for the explosions. Man capable of serving, what, 22, 24 aces a match.
It's pretty good for starters. 223, that's 139 miles an hour.
59.
Whoa. Well, it got the top of the net. Really, it was a fantastic shot. Remember Roland Garros last year? How many of those did we see?
Oh, just beautiful stuff, isn't it? The man at the net, the target given, and can he pass him? My goodness. I think even if he moved to his left, Raonic, he wouldn't have got to that. It was hit so powerfully, kept so low. Let's have some more of that.
Let. Foot surface.
I don't think Raonic heard the net cord.
Nope. Even quicker, that one. 226, that's 140 miles an hour. Even Raonic doesn't serve much quicker than that.
He's a little late to react, wasn't he, to the serve. Interestingly, the second serve is hit right at Wawrinka's belly. It's not going to ace him if he does that, but he could knock him out.
Let.
Second time. Now, did he ask him to turn it off? And I think Pascal Mara said he would.
Yes, I think he's asking him to check it at least. It may be that it's the sound balls make when they go through the sound barrier. Real colour coordination, isn't there? Look at the sleeve. That matches the shoes and the socks. Not to mention Wawrinka. Another body serve. Not quite sure why, because if he hits it wide, he's going to more than likely serve an ace.
Game.
There's Riccardo Piatti, and Carlos Moya is alongside him. But huge serving from Raonic in that game.
Yes, it's an unusual grip. It's a very open face of the racket and a very, very high ball toss, but no wind here really. And look how far off the ground he gets. I mean, he's big enough anyway. 6'5", 1m96.
Wawrinka a mere 6 foot, but built to match, although we suspect there's probably a little less of Stan than last year.
You almost expect the balls to have a bit of pink or orange or whatever you like to call the other colour he has.
Yes. We'll talk about it in his first round match, but I don't think he'd have been brave enough to wear that maybe even a year ago. But there's a new Stan. Two doubles now. Raonic wanted to put more pressure on than that.
Yes, I think most opportunities the Swiss gets, he'll be looking to play to the backhand of Raonic.
So Raonic gets the 30, but that's as far as it goes. And it's Wawrinka who leads 2-1.
French-speaking Swiss, Wawrinka, so the umpire, who is French, communicates in French. Raonic would understand anyway, being Canadian.
Good call. No. Well, he makes those with ease. He does get down to them well for a guy of 6'5". Not the range there.
I can't say I remember matches between these two, but there's a definite ploy here of serving right at the body of Wawrinka. We've seen about 5 already. And that's why I can't quite understand it. I can perhaps understand during the course of a rally or maybe a second serve. But I think if you've got second serves like Raonic has got, really there's no need to cramp somebody's style because you can whip aces past him.
Fastest serve of the match.
Well, it works beautifully there, doesn't it? Interesting tactic.
Great return. Raonic very much a man of creature comforts. You can see that brace he wears in his teeth, which you wouldn't think he'd be wearing whilst he's playing tennis. Also, he's got the sleeve there, which is not needed anymore, but he likes it. Feels more comfortable with the sleeve than without it.
Game. Raonic. 2 games over.
Yes, I suppose it's a bit like a comforter for him. Our son used to have his snug on every little kid. Well, not every little kid, but those kids have them, have different names to them. That's his snug, I suppose, his sleeve.
Mm. Another bullet.
15.
His average forehand speed some time ago was averaged at, I think, 76 miles an hour for Wawrinka's. Backhand, not as speedy.
Yeah, it's fascinating that, because it's more eye-catching.
Yes.
But not as quick.
Yeah. And of course the reason is that on the forehand you have much longer swing at the ball. Backhand's a shorter swing. And people often forget that a two-handed backhand would not be as quick probably as Wawrinka's single-hander. I think the person with the quickest two-hander is Nishikori. It's interesting when you relate it to Djokovic's and others.
Yeah. Murray hits a pretty mean cross-court double-handed.
Yes.
No. This time, Wawrinka has a love service game. He dropped a couple of points on his previous two. Yes, they've had 5 tiebreakers, and Wawrinka's won the lot. So 2-3. Yep. Delicately done.
And body serve again. Just not giving the width to Wawrinka. We saw one of his serves to the forehand in his last service game where Wawrinka whipped it. Well, I spoke of his balance, and we saw it there with that half volley. The second he's played rather well. You need it for those particularly.
Oh, yes. Well, I've not been aware of such consistent, delicate touch as he's shown us early on here.
Yes, again the body serve. I hate to bore you with it, but it's worth, I think, repeating because it's most unusual tactic for a big server. The touch is great there. See, 40 love he can afford, he probably feels now. If he's a bit worried about the swing that Wawrinka has on his returns, he can afford really to go somewhere else other than the body.
3 games.
And everything moving along more or less as we thought, but impressive nonetheless.
Yes, there's a little touch of Sampras about his volleying thus far. It's not only the dark head. Oh, it's way hard. Rinka hardly played the point.
Maybe it was still with him when he played the final shot. Still asking Pascal Mario about it, and Pascal said he was sure.
Put his hand in his pocket. How about this? This is as fast a forehand as you'll see.
There's not much left behind there. Worked a lot on his movement too as Raonic, and he is considerably quicker than a year ago. But he wasn't going to get to that with any meaning. Wawrinka 207 the final serve.
Три-четыре в роли догоняющего канадский теннисист Милос Раонич. Ну, по-моему, намеков на брейкпоинты пока еще теннисисты друг другу не давали. Достаточно четко берут геймы на подачах. Ну, такой элемент все-таки иногда чувствуется, такой разведывательный, прощупывают, не форсируют, естественно, игру и не раскрывают какие-то подготовленные уже для соперника точки.
Ну, вот невынужденная ошибка со стороны канадца. Я думаю, что Вавринка поставил на то, что все же обыграет своего соперника на свой опыт. То есть он, как вы правильно говорите, он не торопится, Вавринка. Он смотрит и ждет вот таких простых ошибок, срывов на подаче соперника и вообще в игре.
Сейчас скорость полета мяча была, и если будет сейчас повтор, обратите внимание, Стэн в этом розыгрыше при счете по 15 все-таки вот на этот розыгрыш поставил. Он угадал подачу.
Далековато стоял. Видите, Раонич, да, он тоже схитрил. Подал не такую сильную, но уходящую, на которую нужно было к которой подойти, а Вавринка не прочитал. Все же неуверенно сейчас сыграл на задней линии Милош Раонич. Как-то так все же, потому что у него такой рост, и он идет с подачи вперед, не очень уверенно чувствовал себя сейчас на задней линии.
По 30. По 30.
Интересно, да.
Вот тут
Но не
что-то...
7-й гейм, 8-й.
8-й гейм. Неважно. Для Вавринки сейчас без разницы.
Но это сейчас новые
Очень
мячи.
важно.
Получилось,
Вот-
что смена мячей была.
Вот сейчас важно, какой подачей сыграет Раонич. Для него очень важно.
Ну, сейчас поменял направление. Тело
229.
сопернику сыграл, не ожидал Вавринка. Пока не все козыри свои раскрыл Раонич, поэтому удается ему добиваться
Да.
невынужденных ошибок.
Мало шансов было в последних двух розыгрышах. То есть Раонич не дал шансы Вавринке. Хотя Вавринка имел по счету такой намек на то, чтобы все-таки усилить игру здесь на приеме и что-то такое для себя полезное организовать. Ну что, по 4, видите, после смены новых мячей отподавал Раонич. А у него, по-моему, еще ко всему прочему на правой руке, вот посмотрите, такой, ну, я не знаю, майка такая с длинным рукавом, то есть локоть защищен.
Не, рукав. Сам по себе рукав.
А на правой руке, на левой нет.
Ну, он отдельный.
Продолжение, да.
Нет, он отдельный. Просто.
Отдельно.
Ну, как называется,
Ну,
рукав.
Это не значит, что у него локоть теннисист, вот это наше профессиональное хроническое заболевание, но на всякий случай.
Третья
Помимо
двойная
того-
ошибка от Стана Вавринки.
Кстати, это далеко не первая. 3-й раз срывает подачу швейцарец. При 2 эйсах у него 3 двойные. 69% попадания первым мячом. И не очень-то приятный показатель на второй подаче. 38% реализации. Типичный, да, подход к мячу, такой тяжелый, с наливными ногами. Это то, что нужно соперникам против Раонича. Это то, что нужно для того, чтобы выиграть розыгрыш. Погонять, заставить двигаться. Милош достаточно часто, уже 11 раз выходил к сетке. Это в основном, конечно, на своей подаче. Относительно успешно. Больше половины выходов у него результативные получились. Дергается Вавринка.
15-30.
И с приема, и вот первый мяч с игры Раонич играет мягко. Играет на середину корта, давая или провоцируя соперника на ошибку. Видимо, такая у него тоже задумка присутствует. Во всяком случае, вот результат есть налицо. 15-30.
Да, и вторая подача сейчас. Ну, не думаю, что Раонич прям будет рисковать. Но что-нибудь, наверное, придумает. Попал. И сейчас Вавринка сам себе придумал
Мне кажется,
историю.
самый провальный, да, гейм у Стена. Это и двойная, и вот этот какой-то такой авантюрный выход к сетке
Выход
получился.
вперед. Но ожидал. Еще раз сыграл, видите? Так,
Не растерялся Раонич-то.
Раонич
Выход
молодец.
вроде бы глубокий мяч, выход, но не очень-то острый для того, чтобы задрожать, испугаться. И канадец — это первые 2 проблемных розыгрыша, 2 брейкпоинта.
вообще до этого не было ни у кого брейкпоинтов.
Напугал.
Да,
Вот мы ждали
молодец.
активности от Вавринки, а Милош первый решил прервать эту традицию.
Неожиданно.
5-4.
3 in the match thus far.
So can he complete the job here, Raonic, in this first set?
Well, he knows what he's up against, Wawrinka. He knows he's got to be really on his toes. Not a body serve in their first 2. Great volley. Well, this is Sampras-like. First serve in. Not as powerful as before, but this volley couldn't be any better.
Oh, yes. Manufactured little shot from Wawrinka, but wasn't it potent?
Well, it's an incredible shot somehow. Didn't really look as if he had total control of this, but the way he played it, of course he has. Somehow when Federer does those, you feel, well, he's in total control because everything seems beautifully balanced. Wawrinka, it's a bit more of a shock when it happens, but he does it.
Oh, it's a really good volley at such a crucial time. There's a measure of how much he has improved. And here are 2 set points for the Canadian. Super. Nigh on perfect, Raonic. 38 minutes. And we could have a major surprise.
Ну, нам покажут еще.
Еще будет. Ну, давайте не будем
Матч
забегать вперед. Кузнецов и Монфис закончили матч. Это, кстати, первая мужская одиночка. Закончилась в сегодняшней программе.
Ну и Монфис будет ждать победителя вот этого матча как раз. Насколько я понимаю, да.
Да, Монфис уже в четвертьфинале, победив Кузнецова.
$40-0. Хорошо, начинает гейм на своей подаче. Во втором сете Стэн. О. Прочитал сейчас, куда будет играть соперник.
При 40-0 можно, конечно, так.
Но все равно, смотрите,
легкую.
понесся Раонич вперед.
Но он совершенно справедливо сделал.
Не
Ситуация
упускает
такая.
ни единой возможности, чтобы не пойти к сетке. Уже не успевал Стэн.
Пока справа у него очень красиво получается завершение. Вот удар такой плотненький, направленный. Где-то порядка уже 1,5 десятка выходов к сетке.
40-30.
Смотрите, как неудачно сегодня с двойными-то обстоит дело у Вавринки. 4 двойные за целый сет. И вот открывает еще раз двойной. Ну, чувствуется, есть у него уверенность в себе. Может позволить даже ошибку на подаче, потому что знает в дальнейшем, на чем и как сыграть подачу и как выиграть розыгрыш. 1-0 Вавринка повел, а у нас обещали показать Кузнецова с Монфисом.
Ну, пока молчат, но счет уже известен. 7-6. В четвертом в решающем.
Не в решающем,
7-5, 3-6, 6-3, 7-6. 7-4 на тайбрейке выиграл Монфис у Андрея Кузнецова. Встречались они тоже до этого 2 раза в прошлом году, но не давал возможности Монфис своему сопернику в Марсее и в Монте-Карло. Они встречались.
Ну что, оба раза Монфис выигрывал, да?
Да.
Получается.
На земле было 3 сета в Монте-Карло.
Между прочим, Кузнецов, выиграв второй сет со счетом 6-3, это был первый сет, который проиграл Монфис на этом турнире. А вот интересно, после вчерашнего неудачного выступления Джоковича, он 2 сета проиграл Жилю Симону, причем 9-1.
Хорошо, проиграл 2 сета, уже неудачное
уже
выступление.
Неудачно. Ну, он играл,
несмотря на то, что прошел следующий круг.
Очень неровно играл, Лен. Ну, первая ракетка, 100 с лишним невынужденных ошибок. До этого Джокович вообще не уступал никому. Ну, самое такое, я не знаю, худшее, это тайбрейк он играл. Против Сепи играл тайбрейк. А вот Монфис сегодня потерял первый сет на австралийском турнире. Кстати, Милош Раонич тоже без потерь идет. У него еще ни одного сета не проиграно. И впечатляет его выступление против Виктора Троицки в предыдущем матче за выход вот в этот 4-й круг. 6-2, 6-3, 6-4. И Вавринка тоже потерял первый сет. Он в первом круге не доиграл матч против Турсунова. Дима снялся. Штепанека в 3, Россола в 3 обыграл.
Вторая подача у Раонича.
У него процент попадания первым мячом 70. Но если уж он попадает первым мячом, тогда берегись. По итогам первого сета у него больше 80% выиграно на первой подаче.
Хорошо.
Мне кажется, тут определенная скрытность в ударе швейцарца сработала.
Ну и хорошо, Вавринка умеет играть вот эти такие близко к линиям выбивающие кроссы слева.
Только подача может спасти Раонича. Неужели 231 скорость это? Пусть даже мяч не попал. А вот и первый брейкпоинт у Стэна Вавринки. И похоже, что швейцарец, так не откладывая на попозже, решил это сделать в первом же гейме на приеме подачи соперника во втором сете. Отдергивал. По-моему, вот в повторе мне показалось, что канадец отдергивал руку как-то в ожидании того, что мяч уйдет за пределы корта. Ох, как он обманулся. Как бы это ни сказалось на итоге этого гейма. Опять же, вторая подача или...
Вторая.
Ну, это совсем на руку Стэну.
Попал. Ах, сейчас как-то неуверенно провел розыгрыш.
Да
Милош Раонич.
ноги. Запутался в ногах. 2-0. Вавринка 2-0. Ну вот, пожалуйста, на ваших экранах Гаэль Монфис.
6-4 на тайбрейке в четвертом сете.
И Не получился обводящий удар у Андрея Кузнецова. Монфис 4-сетовая победа. Еще раз обращаю ваше внимание, первая потеря сета на этом турнире у Гаэля. Я почему так это подчеркиваю, потому что настолько расслабленный этот теннисист, что он может спокойно уступить пару сетов и потом выиграть в 5. То есть от него можно ждать всего, что угодно. Но вот то, что он сейчас стабильно, может быть, все-таки как-то возраст начинает сказываться. Да, мудрость приходит в конце-то концов. А может быть, самолюбие, что это я с такими возможностями, с такими данными, все у меня есть, но почему бы я не способен, скажем, на полуфинал? Продолжаем смотреть Вавринка Раонич. Раонич опять забегает под право. Не очень-то удачно он забегал. Ну, в общем, повезло, что Вавринка сделал ошибку в ответном ударе. 2-0 Вавринка повел во втором сете по 15. Просит повтор.
А вот вперед или будет брать? Спрашивает у судьи.
Паскаль Мария показывает ему, что, в общем-то, видно было, ну, вот такое вот. Ну, не стоит брать. Попытку не надо тратить. Тем не менее, по-моему, все-таки...
15-30. Нет, не стал брать повтор Вавринка. Но вот английские комментаторы, они обсуждали эту тему. Вопрос о том, что что нужно вообще судьям на вышках запретить каким-то образом показывать, давать понять, что нет, вот я считаю, что не надо брать повтор, попал мяч, или наоборот, возьми повтор, что игрок должен сам решать, брать ему повтор или не брать. Что это нечестно получается.
Можно я позволю не согласиться с английскими комментаторами? Они это сказали категорично или они сказали слово probably?
Нет, сказали категорично, что нужно запретить, потому что это нечестно. Ну, не знаю, это
тогда игрок
какие-то
будет
критерии.
смотреть на свою команду. Как правило, тоже есть подсказка друга,
Да.
как в одной настольной игре.
30-40 это уже второй брейк. Ну, реализация брейков здесь у Раонича был один брейк. Выиграл гейм. У Стана Вавринка такая же ситуация, стопроцентная реализация брейкпоинта. И второй брейк, и второй
неправ.
гейм на подаче соперника. Выигрывает Раонич 1-2.
He needs first serves, yeah. There's one in the last game.
Serving quality has dropped alarmingly, hasn't it, in this set?
Well, it's almost astonishing.
Must have heard me. It's only his second ace of the match.
Yes, and of course that's chiefly because he's been serving into the body.
Lovely. Well, that really has been the most surprising feature, an uplifting feature of this match has been Raonic's volley.
Yes, it's been really terrific. Because even those where Wawrinka has won the point, and there haven't been that many, he hasn't actually played bad volleys. It's just Wawrinka who's hit the good pass.
Elementary. After 2 successive breaks of serve, normal service restored. We can hear from Gaël Monfils now.
Ça m'a beaucoup aidé, j'ai pu m'appuyer sur une bonne première, un bon kick sur ma deuxième, j'ai pu m'appuyer sur certaines séquences quand même au moment important. Que voilà, je suis déçu
serve was really helpful.
J'ai pas réussi à imposer ma cadence, mais au moment important,
helped him an awful lot, first and second serves.
C'est un bon signe et j'espère que voilà, pour dans 2 jours, ce sera mieux. On espère aussi. Juste la main, ça va? Ouais.
Really happy with his serve in the end and hopes that in 2 days' time it's going to be as good.
Mais surtout, c'est que je suis tombé dessus et j'ai un bleu en fait. J'ai un bleu et ça a gonflé un peu, donc j'espère que.
Talking about his fingers, saying that he not just blisters, he cut himself. But he's hoping that it's going to be okay. He's through in 4 sets against Andrei Kuznetsov. He never makes life terribly easy for himself. More evidence of the more rounded play of Raonic.
Yes, scoring with a body serve of his own, Wawrinka. Got a bigger target. I think it is Sampras out there.
Someone was saying to me the other day that on stats, Sampras is the best volleyer of all time, simply because, you know, he had so many easy volleys.
Yes. Yes. One of the best second serves of all time, made volleying a little easier.
So good. So quick to see the damage he's caused. This is Raonic at a different level, once more, than we've seen in the past. This is a man, I think he senses he's a man of destiny that will be the #1 in the world. And there's evidence here that that just might be the case. Break point.
Not quite sure why Wawrinka doesn't use the slice serve down the middle. He can really hook it well. I know he's got a really good kick serve out to the backhand, but Raonic's getting on top of it so comfortably.
Yes, letting the tension out. You could feel the tension that was building in him.
Well, it was a good enough serve, and it just produced a competent return, no more than that, so he could take advantage. But there was a lot of pressure, not necessarily easy to do so. Well, if he meant that, that's exceptionally clever. With Wawrinka deep in the court, hitting a short forehand, forcing Wawrinka to scrape the ball.
He really did look like he was absolutely in control of the shot. Second chance for the break. Second successive break. Oh, Stan. Well, outstanding play from Raonic, but gift-wrapped the break in the end from Wawrinka. Raonic leads 3-2. Partido plays Federer tomorrow. His third match on the Rod Laver Arena. He's looking very composed. Even when he dropped serve, he looked composed. As if he really believes that this match is his.
And this will add to the Swiss's frustration. A second serve ace. Well, he's doing just what the doctor ordered.
No, not quite. Even 6'5" of him couldn't get on top of that.
Yes, there's always this theory that you don't lob people who are very tall, but you've got to remember that generally very tall people aren't as twinkle-toed as shorter people, so don't actually get back as well. Oh, the casual lob I felt by Wawrinka, but certainly effective.
Mighty blow. He's cruising right now, is Raonic.
4 aces in the last 8 points. It's a way to rub it in. And the body serve.
The service rhythm which had eluded him just for one game, now firmly back.
Just look at that left arm. It gets into the serve. So important to keep it up there. And then the rotation takes place almost like a wheel. As the left arm goes down, the right hand comes up, and the snap again way off the ground. He doesn't want any too negative thoughts here, Wawrinka.
Raonic getting some of his own treatment there, but the body serve. Whoa. He wasn't hanging around there, was he?
No, look at him in between points too. He just wants to get... He's frustrated, irritated, but can it work for him? Wasting no time with anything.
Oh. Oh, it's simply glorious. Not sure about the intensity that he's got, but playing very relaxed and well, it's highly entertaining. Yeah, well, that was loaded up with topspin. So Wawrinka holds with some comfort, but is it that relevant anymore? Raonic with
some muttering from Wawrinka.
I think he's asking him not to serve that well.
Yes, and just stop serving straight at me. Problem is, he goes wide at that sort of speed, he's likely to serve aces.
There's that volleying again. So Stefan Edberg. It's extraordinary.
Yeah, the first volley was not easy. Look how low he had to get to it and then anticipates this. And of course he's got that wingspan. He's a condor up at the net.
Well, if he carries on volleying like that, he is going to be a contender to win this title.
I think he'll make opponents feel like budgies.
Well played, Wawrinka. Maybe it was a 40-love shot, but boy, it turned it around.
40-50. Raonic leads 5 games to 3.
He's rather rushing this still, Wawrinka.
Yes, I think it's a case of... Tomoko used to say when he played, the great Dutch player, when he played big service, they were lumberjacks. He got really frustrated. And it seems to me that that's part of Wawrinka's problem at the moment.
And you don't have to be Canadian to be a lumberjack.
No, yeah, I hadn't thought of that. His connection. Yes. You see there, I mean, he's not given that every attention. Yet if he can stay in here, he's broken once before, why not again?
Oh, there was a chance there.
14-30.
Wawrinka looks distracted. Even more distracted after that.
Yes.
Well, he may be calling for the white towel any second now. I hope not. And of course, he's not going to.
Won't let him go. He wants to get this two-set lead right now.
Gosh, wouldn't that be a blessing, starting serving, beginning of the third. You may have it now.
He has got it. And this could be a huge upset here. Not
дело случая. Она, оказывается, Лисицки тренировала, Сабин. Ну и как-то на одном турнире давай попробуем пару сыграть.
Ей скучно. Она очень
32-33 было.
Любит, Мартина любит именно соревновательный вот этот вот процесс. Ей нужно все время побеждать. Очень интересно, конечно.
Ну, они попробовали сыграть, получилось. Давай дальше, дальше больше. Теперь вот Саню Мирза нашла. Но она вообще, мне кажется, такой человек, не то что общительный, она может найти общий язык со многими партнершами. И партнерами. Микс прекрасно играет. Здесь она с поясом заявлена. Напоминаем, что на Олимпийские игры ей Роджер Федерер предложил.
Сделал предложение.
Предложил микст. Сделал предложение.
8-я подача на вылет у канадского теннисиста. Достойное начало для третьего сета. Раонич 40-0 и подает.
40-0, 6-4, 6-3. Ну, в общем-то, ну ладно, можно закрыть глаза, скажем, не вспоминать об этих тяжелых двух для Стэна, а он фаворит этого матча, в принципе-то. Но как он играет, вот, как он держит игру на корте, и практически вот после того, как во втором сете первым сделал брейк, он преобразился в отрицательном плане. И игра пошла. 3 гейма подряд выигрывает Раонич. В том числе 2 на подаче Вавринки. И все, пошло-поехало. И уже канадца не остановить. У него пошла подача. Он практически, ну, соперник, что, в общем-то, практиковал. Он не играет на задней линии. Он все время вперед, вперед и только вперед. А Стэн держал его в первом сете на задней линии. И набирал именно вот в этом аспекте, в этом компоненте набирал очки. Сейчас все как-то с точки зрения швейцарского теннисиста неправильно. С чем это? Плохо чувствует себя. Не знаю.
Да,
внешне не показывает. Отсутствие мотивации. Ну как?
Тоже может быть, хотя странно, когда это приходит в 4-м круге большого шлема.
Не знаю, первую неделю отыграл и как-то и хватит. Нет, мне кажется, какие-то неприятности у него. Может, Кириуса опять встретил где в коридоре, в раздевалке, там поговорили с ним.
Александр Васильевич. $40-0.
Ну, а почему вот, почему бы и нет? Я знаю, например, некоторые теннисистки, особенно, не буду говорить кто, ну, практикуют такие вещи, допустим, вот встретила свою потенциальную соперницу, встретила и говорит: ой, слушай, а ты кроссовки сменила? Нет, эти кроссовки тебе не идут. Ой, ты в новом платье? Нет, этот фасон уже устарел. Все, соперницы уже нет. Вот так сбивали. И наши общие знакомые игру своим потенциальным соперницам. Ну, это женский теннис, там, конечно, более чувствительные, хоть и профессиональные теннисистки, но все-таки девушки остаются всегда девушками, и к подобным вещам относятся весьма щепетильно. Неплохо, Стэн. Может быть, оживет, может быть, у него...
Будем надеяться.
Какое-то дыхание откроется после первых
Хотелось бы
двух.
увидеть борьбу.
У Павлини-то не очень уж много они играют.
Да совсем немного, получается, всего лишь меньше полтора часа, полутора часов. Да, 1:23. Очень хорошо играет Раонич. Мне нравится отношение Раонича, его вот как раз, насколько он собран и спокоен, пока остается. Показывает
Озадачен, по-моему, Магнус Норман. 29 выходов к сетке. Ну, у Стэна
и 10-я
тоже,
подача на вылет.
Стэну тоже достаточно много, 12. Ну, вот это вот давление все время вперед идет. И, в общем, результативно идет-то.
Но он спокоен, канадец. Был момент, когда не подавал первым мячом Раонич. И только вот в этом, в принципе, его волнение проявилось. А так очень ровно проводит матч. И даже наоборот, вот набирает вот этот и качественный, и количественно он. Это был 10-й эйс.
На минуточку напоминаю, вторым мячом подавал Раонич. Это уже удар по самолюбию соперника.
Пока очень легко проходит этот...
There's almost a feel with Wawrinka right now that he's not sure what to do anymore.
Oh, stop it. Oh, boy.
Not even a smile, but he must be glowing inside. He's 4 from 5 on the break points too. It bodes well. Well done. Really well done.
It was, because we saw those backhand slices down the line to the Wawrinka forehand earlier on, and it seemed in many ways to lead to a little breakdown of the forehand. So to see that reaction is comforting.
Fourth ace.
Advantage, Wawrinka.
Really well held. He's on the edge of the cliff there.
9 points in a row on serve for Raonic.
Hope he's. Oh, I'm not going to stay with that view.
Why was that his girlfriend?
15.
Just to see what Wawrinka's up against. Well, he slowed it down anyway, didn't he? Simon Reed's been doing a lot of research the last few days, hasn't he? Oh. All tennis related, I'm sure.
30 love.
Well, we'd love to see just where this ends up. Unfortunately, we've got the low camera here. We needed the high one. That's a second serve, which, well, he hit the, I think he gets a car because he hit the Kia sign.
You've been trying that for years. Have they not delivered one to you yet?
40 love.
And he keeps the concentration for his third successive love service game. No.
40, 15.
Just a second ace, double fault. Just the 15th point he's lost on serve in the entire match. 2 of those double faults.
Body.
Game. Raonic.
It's a rib cracker.
It certainly is. To be able to get his racket in the way there, Wawrinka.
При счете 3-2 в пользу Милоша Раонича мы продолжаем смотреть матч 4-го круга. Напоминаю, здесь определяется соперник по четвертьфиналу Гаэля Монфиса, который в первой половине в начале игрового дня сегодня в 4 сетах переиграл Андрея Кузнецова. При этом потерял первый, пока единственный сет на турнире. Еще здесь предстоит по расписанию в этой части турнирной таблицы матч с участием Давида Феррера и Джона Изнера. И Энди Маррей и Бернард Томич будут. Но они играют первую игру после перерыва в 7 вечера на центральной арене. Томич и Маррей. Потом их сменят женщины. Мэдисон Кис и та самая китайская теннисистка, которая здесь наделала много шума, выиграв в первом же круге у Симоны Халеп, у второй сеянной. Ну, а пока смотрим Вавринка Раонич. Немножко, вот, мягко говоря, такой непонятный с точки зрения, с позиции, что ли, в Вавринке теннис мы наблюдаем. Маловато эмоций и немножко скучно, по-моему, зрителям.
После концовки первого сета и после первого сета изменилось как-то отношение Вавринки к игре.
Удивительно просто.
Если большую часть первого сета Вавринка доминировал, диктовал свою тактику сопернику, то вот концовка первого сета и полтора последующих Раонич как-то...
Аут, по-моему, был на этой половине
40-15 на подаче Вавринки.
Мы когда говорили о расписании, забыли про Макарову.
Мы про нее не забыли, конечно же, мы следим.
Катерина-то сегодня, оказывается, 4-м
ожидаем
запуском.
ее выхода.
И вот интересно, когда...
Она
они,
после
вы знаете,
Светланы
после пары, сразу же, без всяких нот бифо, Макарова играет с Йоханной Конта. Это теннисистка из Великобритании, где давненько мы не видели теннисисток, которые входят в элиту мирового тенниса. Лаура Робсон, такая у них была надежда. Причем Лаура Робсон вместе с Дашей Гавриловой. Они одного возраста, и они все время играли финалы всех юношеских соревнований и в Европе, и в мире. Лаура Робсон, правда, раньше стрельнула. Она выиграла юношеский Уимблдон, чему в свое время Даша была озадачена. Как же так? Она обыгрывает эту Робсон, а Робсон выиграла Уимблдон. Но вот сейчас ситуация поменялась. У англичан Йоханна Конта, Робсон куда-то пропала. У нее были травмы. Она, кстати, по-моему, с Мараем выступала даже на олимпийском турнире в 2012 году у себя на родине, в Лондоне. А вот что из себя представляет Йоханна Конта, я думаю, что там сейчас штаб заседает, такой штаб подготовки Макаровой к этому матчу во главе с Евгенией Александровной Манюковой. Как готовиться к матчу с Контой?
Ну, они, в принципе, знают, как играет соперница. Встречались девушки в Изборне на траве в прошлом году. Йоханна Конта обыграла Катю в 2 сетах 6-2, 6-4. Но на самом деле это не показатель, потому что это было в Англии.
Играется первым или вторая неделя? Вот,
вторая неделя, вторая, сразу значит, перед
уже
Уимблдоном.
Да, какой-то опыт выступления на траве у Макаровой уже имелся. Пусть даже незначительный, но имелся. Трава немножко другое. Но, насколько я помню Конту, это, по-моему, не из 16-18-летних ранних звездочек. Ей уже достаточно возраст у нее.
24 года.
Вот, вполне зрелый. Это в женском теннисе позднее раскрытие. Позднее. А тут Вавринка сочинил против высоченного Раонича свечу. У нас, к сожалению, видите, Кузнецов сегодня проиграл, и Макарова. Еще надежда на Макарову. Кузнецова еще никак не может наладить нормальный теннис с Робертой Винчи.
6-1.
Вчистую, практически вчистую они проиграли первый сет интернациональному дуэту.
Будем надеяться, что это только разминка была. Первый сет как разминка. Ох, выстоял сейчас Раонич, потому что сильно бил, неожиданно, просто в центр тела сопернику. Стэн Вавринка. 40-15 на подаче канадца.
Вот с этого момента...
Не может пробить соперника.
Помните, вот с этого
Вавринка.
все начиналось. Как только мы начинали рассказ об этом матче, мне очень запомнился именно вот такой эпизод, когда Раонич сделал невынужденную или вынужденную ошибку, потому что вот так здорово Вавринка пробил по месту. Но это было в самом начале, 1,5 часа тому назад. За это время здорово преобразилась игра, и счет совершенно неправильный для Стэна Вавринки, который 4 раза обыгрывал сегодняшнего соперника и лишь 1 раз уступил ему сет в этих 4 предыдущих встречах. А сейчас 2-0. Раонич по 3. И у канадца еще 1 гейм. 7-й гейм. Какой выход к сетке. Но тут уже ничего не поделаешь. Стэн должен винить только себя, потому что высоко поднятый мяч сметается соперником.
Can afford to put no foot wrong, Wawrinka. 3-4, third set, 2 sets down.
Love 15.
Back foot, moving away from the court.
That's the sort of sizzler you need. Raonic, of course, has got such a extensive reach. Got to get that width. Raonic early on looked to play a forehand on the second serve of Wawrinka, who served it wide to the Raonic forehand.
$30-15.
Great length and pace from Wawrinka. It was quite a sustained look down the court at his opponent. I think he was surprised he missed one, Raonic. A lot of eye contact with Magnus Norman. Made it, has he?
Yep.
Challenging, yeah.
40-30.
Oh, he changed his mind. Asked Pascal Maria. I think he said he felt it was good. It was. Very good. Wow. He's so quickly into position, isn't he?
It's exactly that combination, yes. So we know his forehand is big, but as you're saying, it's the feet that he's moving so well to get into position to really lay into the forehand.
Having to produce his best right here, Wawrinka, and of course with Raonic beating Federer no less in the final, the repeat final at Brisbane this year. The extra belief must have given him.
Yes, whether Federer had a touch of flu or not, it was a fine performance by Raonic, who had pushed him there before. But this is great because Wawrinka's having to play at his best.
Game, Wawrinka.
Holds firm, Wawrinka. 4-all third set.
4 games all.
Should just mention, I'm sure most of you know by now about the incident involving Nigel Sears, good friend of mine. And I'm sure many of you will know the progress, but just to inform you, if you didn't know, he's on the road to recovery. He's been laughing, joking, released from hospital, fit to fly. He'll be heading home. I'm sure the tennis world and beyond will wish him a full and speedy recovery. We certainly do.
Here, of course, is Anna Ivanovic's coach.
15 off.
His last 7 service games have cost him but 6 points.
Wow.
No juice in them.
Ricardo Beatti on the right. Carlos Moya on the left, of course, replacing Ljubicic in the coaching team. Left.
There's that body serve, which has been a feature of this match.
40
I think the outstanding, well, no. Raonic's form has been the outstanding feature, but the serving at the body of Wawrinka, so surprising.
Rush of blood for once.
40-15.
Yes, the previous time it was 40-love. It was a double fault. Moyo might well be saying, terrific getting to 40-love, but even better really just to deny the chap another point. More frustrating for the opponent. Don't give him any cheap points.
That's a brilliant blocked return. So good. Gotta be so, well, we know how strong Stan is. He needs to be.
40-30.
Well, if it turns around here, and you never know, you remember that missed smash.
Benefit of height and an improved athlete. Safely held, Raonic. It's only been broken once so far. Pressure back to Val.
$50. How many I have left? 2. $30. $30-15.
One of the very few important
40-15.
points where he's played below par.
Yeah, Wawrinka.
He's hanging in.
5 games all.
He's got no choice.
Yeah, it's interesting that he played that final ball with Raonic having missed his shot with the left hand Wawrinka. I think he's in that sort of mood. At least he's holding it together when he needs to most. Important missed backhand though by Raonic in that second serve of Wawrinka's.
A head start.
Love 15.
Yes, he's had precious few of those. In fact, only one other, I think, in the match.
He's a bully, isn't he?
15 all.
Well, Wawrinka doing his utmost, got the return back, was on his feet, dancing one way, won the other. Has too much power from the other end.
Oh, that's in. And it would have been such an easy volley. If in doubt, play it is the rule.
Well, is that the breakthrough?
15, 30.
Not what one would have expected. This was a fine volley, hit deep. Wawrinka shot aired, but he had enough topspin on it to keep it inside the baseline.
Got him. So he had the one break point. He converted it. He's got the luxury of 2 in a row.
15-40.
To try and start to turn this match around.
Well, he'd gone 19 service points, I think, without an ace.
Donovekic behind Magnus Norman. 138 miles per hour, that ace. Will he go for another?
I think the Pope's still a Catholic.
Oh, Stan! What were you thinking?
It's so easy from up here.
It so is.
That gap up the line looked very inviting. Raonic was saying, into my hands, I commend that ball.
Playing every shot. Got another chance, though.
It's a strange tactic suddenly from Raonic. Serve and stay back on the first serve.
Болельщики Стена Вавринки.
Да, вселил он надежду
Второй
своих
брейк
фанатов.
сделал он по ходу матча. Второй брейк, который открывает перед ним весьма неплохие перспективы.
И начал ошибаться Раонич.
Его вообще не
Вроде
поймешь,
все
у
шло
него
хорошо.
эмоций никаких на лице.
Не было эмоций, но вот именно тот розыгрыш, когда он решил не играть легкий мяч, который летел ему прямо на ракетку, он взял ее, убрал, и мяч попал. После этого игра не задалась у канадца.
Стэн пошел к сетке. Стэн пошел к сетке, получил.
Да, преждевременно.
Раонич-то своей вот этой подрезкой слева, он умеет положить мяч, направить его в сложное место. В этом отношении они друг друга, конечно, укольчики такие делают при выходе, пресекают выходы к сетке. 6-5 по 15. Накал. Тут нешуточный в этот момент мы наблюдаем. Срывы вполне понятны. Ну, мощно сыграл, конечно, мощно сыграл швейцарец, а Раонич, даже несмотря на то, что он непроницаемый, чувствуется, что у него состояние не очень хорошее. 2-0 по сетам он ведет, но проигрыш, если такое состоится, проигрыш ставит под сомнение его лидерство в 2 сета. Стэн как ожил-то, а? Что творится? Вот что делает один розыгрыш. И бывает так, знаете,
неожиданно.
Ну, ахнул, да, папа, ой, нет, не папа, ах, промахнулся. И забываешь об этом моменте.
Но этот момент... все равно это сидит где-то.
У теннисистов, да. Как ржавый гвоздь. Это более-менее уверенный гейм, более-менее результативный гейм. Это сетбол. 2 сетбола, первый из 2. Не идет уже за мячом, уже вот этот вот длинный такой растянутый шаг.
Achievement that was, upsetting Novak Djokovic. Nadal out the way. Novak must have been thinking, here we go. And then Wawrinka produced his very best yet again. Always wears the mouth guard. He crunches his teeth. Most people just wear them at night. He wears them all the time, Raonic. Stop the headaches that he was suffering from.
Low 15.
There's a real change of air in here.
A little bit more of a strut in the Wawrinka gate. It's a sensible play there. When he had less time, he just sliced the ball back. When he had more time, he was able to drive through the backhand.
15 all.
13 of those now. Ready and waiting. Oh, fantastic play.
Well, we're in for a treat if it's anything like that. This is the most remarkable half-volley lob in the end by Wawrinka. Don't think any other shot would have worked.
Did he take off too early, Raonic? Or was he never going to get there anyway?
I think it was such a surprising choice of shot by Wawrinka.
And for the first time, you can very clearly hear music on this court. It upset Kyrgios, of course, the other night.
And Tomic.
Yeah.
And it seems to be from the side from which Raonic is serving that it's heard. Well, his forehand volley has in the main been absolutely superb. I liken some of his volleying to Sampras.
Wow, that is praise.
Has a bit to do with his dark head as well.
Yes. Mammoth.
Well, it's murderous, isn't it? I mean, it's one of the big shots. It's a lot faster than his backhand, because he hits it pretty flat. Just positions himself so well for that.
Good shot.
Just as well.
Yeah.
Good service.
Bit of French for the French umpire.
Same again, or will he go big down the tee?
And he was going for a lot of body serves early on.
Mm. Yeah, it was more body than wide, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a body serve, yeah. Just restricts the swing that Wawrinka gets on, should he anticipate, although it's not easy to do it at 2-1-6 to get the arm back quickly. But he's got very good instinctive reaction, has the Swiss. Trying another body serve.
Yes.
All his doubles have been big, haven't they? Really going after it. It's only his third. Still winning 80% behind his first serve. The second serve is struggling. He's under 50% now.
It's going to be the fastest.
228. That's 141 miles per hour.
Yes.
This is a really important game, isn't it? Because Wawrinka's going to get such a lift if he can get the break. But if Raonic can get his nose in front, fourth set, keeps the pressure on the Swiss. Read it well, steered it brilliantly.
Yes, just taking a bit off, trying that wide serve. Probably cursing the fact he either didn't go for the body or didn't hit the big flat one down the middle.
The super slow cameras here are fantastic. Closed it down brilliantly. Could Wawrinka have done more there, Fru?
Absolutely. I was just about to say that he approaches well, but he leaves quite a gap for the backhand down the line. And I'm really surprised that Wawrinka, with a lot of time here, you can see the footwork, goes for the slice. Trying to be cute, whereas we know how well he can drive through the ball. And that's his reaction afterwards. He knows that's what he ought to have done. The opening was there. He's got the shot.
Gets back for the smash so well, Raonic. Perfect position. He's barely winning any points against Raonic's serve for such a long period, Wawrinka. Now they're all a struggle. First serve percentage dropping in this opening game.
Yes.
It's got a knock-on effect, perhaps.
Well, he's off the boil. Maybe simmering a little bit. Still playing well, but not brilliantly as he was earlier. And of course, there's frustrating resistance now from Wawrinka.
Challenging but walking at the same time.
Yeah, well, and got to continue surely to use the big serves or the one. He knows he's going to get into a rally if he's hitting it straight at Wawrinka.
Brilliant. No chip this time. That's important though, isn't it, Fru? Because when he did the chip, you mentioned it at the time, he was shadow swinging a drive backhand. So he's basically saying, next time, drive it.
Exactly.
Don't bemoan the fact that he chipped it and leave it there. Say what to do next time. Coach yourself. Long game. Very important game.
Well, I mentioned the fact that if he serves directly at Wawrinka, he's going to get into a rally. In other words, Wawrinka's not going to hit winners, which is one of the reasons he's serving it at the body. But he's then got to do a lot more than he would otherwise do if he really went for the big serve and served the ace. So what's his choice here?
Yeah, big.
Got to be.
Yes.
18-point game.
Still felt a lot slower, didn't it? But it was 134 miles per hour. It's not bad, but you're taking a bit of pace out still. Wow. Super.
Yes, the one forehand volley he did miss was very low down, much more difficult than that one. But even so, as we all know, in these pressure situations, anything could be difficult. And he handled it brilliantly.
Long, tough game, but Raonic comes through it. He's just asking about the shoes. They're just on the side of the court. They won't be long coming out. Big shoes to fill.
Yes, they were parked there. They reminded me of the boats in the harbour. Some of these cruise liners.
Is he not happy about the fact that he's allowed to sit down and put them on?
Il n'y avait pas les chaussures, Stan, dis pas n'importe quoi. Mais...
It's not going to stop Raonic doing it.
Yeah.
And nor's Pascal Maria.
I don't think he's going to send him off court for doing it either.
Orthotics going in.
French umpire, French-speaking Swiss, and of course Raonic will understand a lot of the Swiss, a lot of the French as well.
Wonder if he'll turn around and apologise, Raonic. We'll keep an eye out. Yeah, he did.
Should be challenged, surely.
It is. He's not best pleased with Pascal Maria at the moment, Stan Wawrinka.
Or with his opponent.
No. Who understood every word. It's caught the outside of the line.
Oh, brilliant.
It's a unbelievable shot. What a reaction from the crowd.
15 all. So Wawrinka has one challenge remaining.
What a point.
Hi, we've got music in our headsets.
He had to be at his very, very best to bring that off.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks.
Well, I think it's a case of Wawrinka being back at his most determined. Not that he wasn't determined at the start of the match. But once he was a set and a break down. He served 3 times in that second set.
Needs to be careful here, Wawrinka. Thanks, they're just sending us the British feed, aren't they? Thanks.
40-15. Yeah,
That game was for Pascal Maria.
one game over.
Yes, I'm really surprised at the reaction from Wawrinka.
Yeah.
It does, if the objection was all about the change of shoes, it does seem a little unsporting. So it kept him waiting, if that was what he was disagreeing about. Now he's keeping Raonic waiting. Smiles. The apology was there.
16 aces now, 4 games worth. It's without the unreturnables. Super touch.
Yes, it's not accidental, this. We've seen quite a few of these stop volleys.
Bit more bounce in those shoes, isn't there? Seems to be getting up on the serve a lot more.
And again, another of those 40 love games where he figures he can really take an enormous risk. It's actually not an enormous risk with his height and his consistency of serve, but a risk it is.
I suppose the good thing is all his double faults tend to be long. They're not in the net. It could almost be a crime. Well done. It's great reactions. Double bounce from Wawrinka. Raonic, sorry.
Сам себя сейчас в такую неудачную точку поставил.
Зачем ты пошел вперед?
Ну, видно было, что...
Но он играет, он нагружает левую сторону соперника и сейчас пытается все же больше давить, как он это делал в первом сете.
Совершенно справедливо, потому что у Раонича у него слева резанный удар, чаще он использует, а резанный удар он серьезной агрессии не несет за собой. Так, по месту можно сыграть, стелящимся можно отпихнуться, но это все не то. Но в данном случае вот мы разбираем этот предыдущий момент. Все удалось Раоничу сыграть. По 30 опасная ситуация для подающего. И не проходит первая подача. И берет, принимает подачу. Канадец – это первый, в этом гейме, во всяком случае, первый брейкпоинт. Меньше. Я смотрю, на арене уже Макарова и Конта разминаются.
Разминаются. Вышли на корт и разминаются. И не проходит первая подача у Вавринки.
Опасно, опасно. Стэн только-только выиграл сет. Тут нужно как бы окрыленным, под шум волны сейчас добивать соперника. А он сам с собой борется. Ну, собственно, сам с собой по ходу практически всего матча мы видим. Не совсем такое привычное для нас с вами состояние швейцарского теннисиста, которое вызывает массу вопросов. Ровно. 1-2. Ровно.
Интересная
не
сейчас
берет
была
ни повтор,
задумка. Ну, там большой аут был на втором.
Шестая двойная. при 4 эйсах. Второй брейкпоинт у канадца. Как-то незаметно пропала первая подача, а без первой подачи остроты маловато. Неплохо, неплохо. Вот заводит себя. Наконец-то появились эмоции, наконец-то какой-то огонек такой, знаете.
Но вот эта комбинация, которую Стэн выигрывает большее количество мячей на своей подаче, это уходящая подача под право и под лево, и потом перевод в другой угол, когда это все у него получается.
И кулачок, тут же кулачок в знак того, что берегись, соперник. Я тут взял себя в руки и пошел. Он специально так сыграл, чтобы Милош сделал ошибку. Ну вот линия спрашивая, пустое место было. Наверное, специально, чтобы еще подергать, поиздеваться над соперником.
Нет, я думаю, он играл так, как ему было удобно. То есть, чтобы не сделать ошибки, потому что удар по диагонали справа легче
да,
по
и
исполнению.
Он только что сыграл практически подобный удар. Ну, все обошлось. 2 брейкпоинта отыграл, сейчас больше. Вторая, правда, подача. Милош, ну поживее, ну так как тут тяжеловато смотрятся твои передвижения по корту. И этот самый проблемный момент в его арсенале, в его технико-тактических действиях. Кроссовки он поменял, понятно. Более такие, видимо, не знаю, что там
может быть новый, очень...
В размер не попал.
Нет, очень быстро стираются кроссовки. На самом деле здесь я просто знаю...
А у теннисистов вот таких
что
высоких...
многие там чуть ли не по 12 пар с собой берут. Смотря как передвигаться, как бегать по корту.
А здесь спонсорские поставки не работают?
Ну, присылают.
Прямо в гостиницу DHL.
Так и есть.
Уходит мяч, к сожалению, для Милоша. Уходит. И опять никаких абсолютно эмоций. Все внутри себя переживается. Хотя бы досаду-то какая-то там повеселее смотреть-то тебя было бы.
Нет, ну, заметно, что, конечно, сосредоточенный. Что-то там происходит внутри.
По 15. И вот, наконец-то, наконец-то мы дождались. Может быть, он этим делом-то усыпил бдительность соперника. Ну, максимум второй случай, когда вот так лихо и уверенно играет швейцарский теннисист, обводя соперника слева по линии. Причем на всякий случай играл с приличным запасом. Еще не пристрелялся, еще вот не готов он на 100% обводить именно таким образом. 15:30. Проблемы возникли у канадца.
Вторая подача.
Первая 197, а вторая переигрывается. 197 первая. И
вторую не засчитали, а на сетку задел. Такое ощущение, как в замедленном каком-то играет сейчас состоянии Раонич. Пропала та уверенность, которая была. И
пропала подача.
Пропала подача, правда.
Начнем. Почему я подчеркнул скорость полет. Пусть даже он не попал первым мячом. А вот вторая 176 была. И это не позволяет ему хозяйничать на корте и выходить к сетке, на чем он зарабатывал достаточно большое количество очков. Сейчас была вновь предпринята попытка к тому, что это уже просто по нужде, потому что 15:40. А что делать? 30:40, еще один брейкпоинт. 17, по-моему, эйсов, да?
Да.
Что там у нас с подачей-то? 172 километра в час и попёрся к сетке. Был наказан. Совершенно...
Still 2 sets to 1 up, but Wawrinka up a break, 3-2 in the fourth.
Well, that says a lot for Raonic to be able to play this on the run. When you think of the bulk that is actually about to address the ball, he's going at flat out speed here. Has to keep terrific balance to make it.
Come on, Stan, he says, in plain English.
14-15.
Well, who's opened their wallet?
He's come closer and closer with that forehand return, even in this game. And you were remarking that he couldn't find a first serve in his previous service game, which he was down break points. Here he hasn't missed one.
And extends the lead. Just solid, good enough on that point.
Wawrinka leads 4 games to 2.
Yes, it was almost as if he was expecting Raonic to make the mistake, which might have happened in many of their previous meetings, but this is a much improved Raonic. That is the one shot that lets him down, is that into-out forehand, where he's going from his backhand court to the right-hander's backhand court.
Amazing once momentum turns, how you can just keep on building it at times. It's a completely different feel, this match right now. It's going to be for Raonic to turn around soon.
15.
Has to hold here. He's got designs on winning this in 4 sets.
Well, we saw him miss the half volley on the backhand earlier on. In fact, he looked a little at sea when trying to play it. Here he got the timing absolutely perfectly. It was not an easy shot to work out, this one here.
Late. Second service.
Well, his average forehand speed very often is round about the high 70s, 79 miles an hour, that is.
It's not only the volley, but the way he quickly follows it. It's terrific for such a tall man. And he does stay in touch in this fourth set. He played 2 sets in the first round. Wawrinka, Tursunov retired. Straight sets in his next 2. Raonic 2, all straight setters into this fourth round. Quite a few tie breaks, but unscathed. There's plenty left, you feel, for both men here. Oh, back of the line, skidded through. Or has it?
Yeah, I think it got it, and the umpire feels it got it too. Challenge just in case, but I think he knows.
15 on. Raonic has 2 challenges remaining.
It's well played.
Yes, particularly as that's the forehand that he's just been missing occasionally. Not that we don't expect players to miss, but sometimes on really important points. This is the one he's got wrong. Here he's just able to get inside it enough to keep it under control. And that elusive serve, we were talking about one service game of Wawrinka's where he couldn't get a serve in, 2 back. Last one he got everyone in. Now he hasn't got one in at all.
Amazing, isn't it? He's gone for the powerhouses again, isn't he? Yeah, it's costing him. Big time. He's around the 190s in the last service game. 2 break points for Raonic. He's 4 from 8 so far. Two break points earlier on in the set. He's got to do something here soon.
30-40.
Yes, really goes for this. Obviously saw it pretty well. How does he deal with the one to the left court? Does he feel he's got to make Wawrinka play just by stabbing it back, or was that just too dangerous and too negative?
Boy, oh boy. And he didn't go for the wide kicker this time, Wawrinka. It was the body kicker, but makeable return.
Well, you've got to learn from your mistakes. Raonic has got to keep this ball in play. Well, it's a pretty good serve at 208 out wide. Raonic got a look at it, and I think was just not trying to hit the outright winner.
Didn't know whether to hold it with one hand, two hands.
Didn't Raonic move well to this? Obviously, the necessity is for him to give everything here to break back. And just beaten by a bit of power.
I think Raonic is hoping he's going to get a first serve in, because he's not coping with the second serves on the left court.
Well, he's much improved off the back of the court with his ground strokes is Raonic, a man who generally doesn't make too many breaks of the opponent's serve. But just at crucial times here, he's lapsing.
He's challenging. He looked at the camp.
Yeah, it's wide.
I think he's just buying time for. He's so frustrated at how he's played the break points of late, because he's not really played them. He is fed up and showing it, Raonic. Oh my goodness, and then he gets a gift. What is that?
Most unusual, yes. I think it was early in the first set. Wawrinka served 2 doubles in one game, held his serve. It was only broken later on in the set at 4-all.
Looked for that place so many times, hasn't he? Wawrinka doing a bit of conducting.
Well, it was impressive ground stroking until that final Achilles heel of his. This shot just comes over it a little too soon, doesn't get inside it quite enough. It's been costly for him.
Surely go for the kicker to the body or backhand again, not that tee serve. Well, he, I think many others, would be heaving a huge sigh of relief. Wawrinka is a game away from levelling this fourth round.
5 games in 3.
Well, it was poor serving by Wawrinka, and really Raonic early in the match I think would definitely have taken advantage. So much sounder off the ground he was.
15 off.
He's playing that cross-court so well, is Raonic. I think in times of real need, when he looks to play the inside into-out forehand, he really needs to go cross-court to the Wawrinka forehand, because his cross-court is working well.
Again, a massive double. Over 205 Ks, that serve. It's 128 miles per hour. He'll have to serve the fourth set out, Wawrinka. The very last service game he played was a very tight one. What next time?
Wawrinka. Момент истины для... Даже четвертый, да, 3 часа 1 минута. Четвертый час пошел. 15-0 для начала. 2-1, напомню, по сетам впереди. Вот этот юноша из Канады, Милош Раонич. 24 года, расцвет сил. А Стэну Вавринка уже...
30.
30 исполнилось, да, наверное?
Да.
Вторая подача при счете 15-0.
Вот оно.
Долго держал.
Но не видели мы этого в начале сета, в начале матча.
Ну, похоже, вот первый такой активный случай применения этого зубодробильного удара фирменного — это предыдущий сет и концовка предыдущего сета. Где-то при счете 5-3 я, по-моему, впервые увидел. Но сейчас, кстати, тоже 5-4, правда. 40-0, 3 сетбола. В соседний квадрат. Напугал выходом со второго мяча. Такой редко практиковал Стэн.
Да, 60.
It's on Eurosport 2. You know what I'm going to ask you, Fru?
It's Monday.
You going for Stan?
I am, yes. It's not as straightforward. I have before asked the ATP. I suppose I could try and work it out myself, but it would take ages. Momentum is obviously with Wawrinka, but quite a number of times the chap who's won the first 2 sets, who loses 3 and 4, actually ends up winning. I think it happens more to the man with momentum. Again, he's missed that shot, but it's not as one-sided as one thinks.
He has to just keep holding serve, put all his energy into that initially, Raonic, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah, well, that's
obvious. But he's got to forget the break point's not converted too, isn't he?
He's got to look ahead. Learn from your mistakes, but look ahead. Again, he's missed that shot. That's the one I was saying he's got to look to. If he is to use that forehand, try and whip it down David Ferrer-like to the Wawrinka forehand side. Can't afford to, though, from the tram line, because then there's too much of an opening cross-court for Wawrinka. Otherwise, you've got to use his backhand. Well, he went for the explosive backhand. One can understand it. Just trying to beat, should Raonic have tried to volley it, trying to beat him for sheer power.
Brings a roar, doesn't it? Each and every time.
Yes, years ago you seldom saw two-handed backhands. Because these days there are a few around, but it's still a wonder, the single-hander.
Pretty instant challenge too.
This is touch and go. And let's go to the other side, Wawrinka.
Has got his nose in front, Raonic, at the start of the fifth and final set.
Which, of course, he did in the fourth as well, and had that breakpoint opportunity at 2-1. Just couldn't capitalize. I wonder if Wawrinka's been reading his arm. Ever tried? Ever failed? No matter. Try again. Fail again. Just fail better.
It's a great quote, isn't it? Magnus Norman made a huge difference to his whole psychology to the sport, didn't he? He loves the Churchill quote, doesn't he? Never surrender and all that. Did it with Robin Surdling. What a difference it made to him, who's now has retired from the sport. But getting that win against Nadal in Paris.
Yes, and it has evidently brought out his own line of tennis balls in Sweden. Surdling directs the Stockholm Open. Made a name for himself through that win against Nadal and other big wins, and of course Davis Cup, and then winning the Stockholm Open in Kungliga Halla in Stockholm.
Huge. I believe, I've been busy researching through, I think the last time Stan Wawrinka came back from 2 sets down to win was against Richard Gasquet at the French Open of 13 in the 4th round. 6-7, 4-6, 6-4, 7-5, 8-6 that date. So it's been a while. Good hands. Beautiful backhand volley. He was in good flight then.
Yes, he's another player, a little bit like Berdych, who used to really feel, I feel, ill at ease at the net. But playing some of those very important Davis Cup matches, and of course he and Federer won the doubles at the Olympics and won some important Davis Cup matches, has really improved his volleying, given him greater confidence.
That is a monster body serve. 140 miles per hour.
There's the one I think he should be using, playing it brilliantly. Yes, by all means use this, give yourself plenty of margin, but when you're really going to go for the outright winner, not really a soft touch at 207 kilometers, is it? Second serve.
128 miles per hour. I think that's his 6th double to go with the 18 aces.
Yes, and quite often he comes up with them at 40 love.
Tickled the crowd, but not Wawrinka. Oh, he's got the let cord. The penultimate backhand was a bullet.
It was a good bit of steering by Wawrinka, and then when he has the time, he really clips it. And of course, the clip of the net certainly undid his opponent.
Yeah, there's a different feel about Raonic now. He's got his mojo.
aces in the set for Wawrinka in 2 games. Interesting move by Raonic. The run round the backhand. He tried that very early in the match, and Wawrinka had sorted him out, played the ball out wide to the forehand side. And it does show terrifically improved footwork.
Just what the doctor ordered, a quick hold. Games are racing by.
Yes, it's only his 3rd love service game of the match. Mind you, Raonic has only had 3 as well, because he tends to waste those 40 love points.
Sound again that it makes. Incredible. Beautiful. Barely hear that one by comparison on the strings at all.
No, is it going to be one of his doubles at 40 love or not? No. Well done.
Yeah, it's a good finish, isn't it? And a great message to back up Wawrinka's with his own love service game. Super. I mentioned Wawrinka 6 times coming from 2 sets down to win. Well, Raonic has never lost from 2 sets up. He's only played 9 5-set matches, but it would be a first.
And there's a head and nose, 5-4. Wawrinka played 40, 22, 18. Ooh.
15-13.
Ooh. How do I play this one?
It did look wide.
When he has looked to run around, it's been on the right court. He hasn't done much of that on this.
He pretty much knows he's going to get a backhand, doesn't he? Missed another one. It's unbelievable.
Cannot do that with his improved play, improved mind. That is calamitous.
He's sort of taking it as the ball is coming up, isn't he? So he's sort of hitting on the underneath of the ball almost.
He didn't really turn.
Yeah. I mean, Wawrinka, when he switched it up, served the double down the tee, didn't he? A big double. was straight at Raonic, that come on.
And another makeable backhand missed.
Again, there's more baggage developing for Raonic. Break points that he had in that fourth set. 2 errors from 15-30 in this. It'll almost feel the same. He gave him too much of a chance, didn't he? It was staggering that the backhand down the line of Wawrinka came back at all.
Yes, he's stretched across a few times as Raonic and just not managed to be able to sort of poke the ball back as he does here. But this is terrific resistance. And then well done on taking that opportunity. It should help him with his into-out forehands too, should he have to play any more of those. Uncontrollable for Wawrinka.
Is that in? Yeah, it is. 9th ace. One more than his double faults. Call from the chair, not the line judge. There's been a bit of history in this match between Pascal Maria and Wawrinka. I hope he's right, the umpire, for his sake.
Well done, umpire. He played a few of those very early on in the match, backhand slices down the line, and it just seemed to me then that Wawrinka was a little tentative with his forehand. So that was a clever play. You don't see it much.
Missed it. A great hook forehand again from Raonic, asking the question, and it was too much for Wawrinka. Here's another break point. He's 4 from 12.
Wawrinka playing a phantom forehand in preparation for this point.
How's he coached himself, Raonic? We talked about that earlier on in the match. If it's a second serve kicker to the backhand. Oh, he took your route through. Missed it by a mile though, didn't he?
First time he's attempted it from the left court.
Should he have just nailed it down the middle of the court, simplify it?
He had to get the ball back in play.
Yeah.
We've said that.
Which he did exactly that there. He ran round, but he made sure of the return and then followed it up. He's just got this huge problem on the left court. Umpteen break points not converted on the left side. It's 4 from 13, but he's got another.
He might be asking for a rule change, as they haven't doubled with the receiver's choice. Yes. Which side? Missed it.
Long.
Backhand down the line, chip. What a clever play.
Daylight in the final set for Raonic.
Well, I was saying, you've got to learn from your mistakes. You've also got to learn from your strengths, from your positive tactics. And he certainly did that with a slice down the line to the forehand. I mentioned that Wawrinka was practicing a phantom forehand, and he got one.
And that's what it means to everybody.
Well, yesterday, this time, we had an enthralling fifth set, of course, between Simon Djokovic and this equally juicy.
Backhand bunt. This is so effective.
Slice down the line again. So many players play slices, approach shots, but they come in cross court. Edberg of old was a master of the backhand slice down the line.
Yet another, and after 3 hours and 35. Superb. How cool was that?
Riccardo Piatti there, who looks after Raonic, would have thought, well, he played the point about as well as he could. That was just outstanding control.
Stood so tall and very, very firm.
Well, he's a colossus at times, isn't he, Raonic? And this would be colossal, this victory. Remember, he's never beaten Wawrinka, lost 4 times in a row, lost the last 8 sets before this match to the Swiss.
Looking for the mark again, takes the confirmation from Maria. Didn't know what to do with it, did he? About 413 shots went through his mind there.
40-30.
It was a little tickle of a shot, wasn't it, by Wawrinka? But my goodness, it asked a question.
For all the power that we've seen, the dink. He looks a little flat, Wawrinka. He looks a little resigned here.
This is how he looked at one stage early in the match. He was 2 sets down. It looked as if he was really out.
Yeah.
Had a save a break point, 2-1 up for Raonic in the third. Very tentative.
Match point. Oh. Gutsy.
Well, it had to be that good because Raonic really was moving like Michael Chang here. It had to be on the line. It had to be hit hard.
It's well left. He was flying, wasn't he?
Wawrinka.
Match point saved. The kicker to the backhand does it again. Raonic will have to serve it out for that Canadian history. There's not many better equipped.
Which is only as it should be. A test of guts.
Read it well. Little tentative coming in. Understandably.
Got to admire the move there. Using his reach, using his much improved volleying skills.
Great footwork again. He didn't look to leather it. That's wonderful.
Again, not choosing that into out, which has been costly. Wouldn't it be something if he could win this final game with second serves?
Three more match points. Slightly late, the call. No challenge.
And no dirty look either.
That'll do it. Canadian tennis history is made. Milos Raonic has become the first Canadian man to reach 4 Grand Slam quarterfinals. It's 2 in a row here. It's a huge win against the French champion and the Australian Open champion of 2 years ago. 2 sets up.